The good, the bad, and the ugly. 2020 in PUBG Mobile has had a lot of ups as well as a lot of downs. Also, a little further into the video, we're going to be talking about things that they could also tweak to make the game better. This could be something like a wish list, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully you sit back, relax, and enjoy this kind of year-end recap video as we gear up for 2021. And who knows what will be in store in this game that we all love. All right, starting with the good, and this is not in any particular order. I'm gonna be speeding through a lot of this stuff because there's so much to get through in this video. And again, there's no particular order, but one of the biggest changes that PUBG Mobile, that I would say has a general consensus of being a good change, something good that they brought to the game, was Livik. Back in July, they added Livik, and I think the game has, it has skyrocketed as far as content, as far as playing classic matches, but doing it in a much shorter amount of time. The dynamics of kind of adding all 4 maps into one, I think was very, very unique. And also the weapons that kind of go with it, where you have the MK12, as well as the shotgun, shout out to Ace, but we have the 1014, that is exclusive Livik only weapon. Incredible map, and I think it was a huge change that they added to the game. Going along with maps, if you guys remember back, version 1.0 was Erangel 2.0. I think without contest, the majority of people will say that Erangel is their favorite map. What's great about 2.0, I think it was a risky move on Tencent, because sometimes you just want things left unchanged. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But they had Erangel, which everybody loved, everybody played it. It's the default map. You know, it's usually, for most people, it's the map that you play for the first time when you play this game. There's always that nostalgia involved. They took Erangel, and what was incredible is the player feedback of 2.0, I think, was second to none. I think they did an incredible job with Erangel 2.0. Taking a classic but putting a little twist to it, kind of updating the buildings, taking some structures away, adding others, and I think they did an amazing job with the 2.0 edition, and I think it brought a lot of players back into the game. Another one that I think this has to do with the meta, and it's something I'm seeing not only in the custom rooms that I host on my live streams, but what I'm seeing other players use, like Ace Lawrence, like Athena, like Fates. There's a lot of people that are using shotguns now. And I really think shotguns, up until they had the huge buff to the DBS, they had a buff to the 1897, the 686. Now there's different attachments that you can also add. S12K, I think, is still a little underwhelming. But I think the shotgun buff that they added also in August, which was the 1.0 update, I think it was incredible. Taking the DBS out of the airdrops and making it a world spawn. I think when people are using shotguns in endgame now when they never did before. You'd pick up a shotgun, you'd be very upset, and you'd quickly scramble for any other weapon other than a shotgun. But you're seeing more and more players. You might have faced players, and no one in those close quarter combat engagements, especially endgame, no one expects the other person to have a shotgun until you're knocked or until you're going to the lobby. So I really like that they make these meta type changes. Also with the DBS buff, there was a huge buff to the SMGs. I think that was also brilliant. As much as we love the M4, it is nice to know that there's other options that are on the table. Especially when you're dropping hot. There's a lot of people using the UMP now with the UMP buff. Granted, we all missed the UMP 9, but the UMP 45 got a huge buff, and you see it a lot more in endgame now, as well as adding these sights to not only the Uzi, which happened in 2020, but also the Tommy gun. The Tommy gun also got a buff, as well as being able to add a red dot or a holo to it. I think it was incredible for the game. This is just kind of like a fun little thing that they added, especially for the whales out there, people that spend a lot of money on this game. or those that just want to see the first outfit, for example, that you ever obtained in PUBG Mobile, and that is the date by acquisition. Little fun things that they add like this. Is it a game changer? No, but it's definitely more of a quality of life thing. I think it was a great addition. As you guys can see, this was my first outfit I ever picked up in the game. Now, this is kind of just a general thing. It's not just for 2020. I mean, this game was released way back in 2018. But the Royale Passes, I think for most people, I mean, the majority of people aren't spending, hundreds of dollars on this game a week. Most people are gonna, even if you spend $10, every 8 weeks, you get 600 UC, you buy the Royale Pass, you level it up, rewards 1 through 100. Yes, of course, we'll all, kind of complain about how the skins, kind of can be lackluster at times. But as a whole, the amount of outfits, the amount of gun skins that you get, the avatars, the frames, I mean, everything that goes with the Royale Pass, not to mention, since they add in the option where you can get UC. So essentially you buy the Royale Pass one time, and if you can hang on to that 600 UC and not spend it, you can buy it over and over and over again. Big thing that they added into the game. And just in general, the daily rewards that you get with the Royale Pass, the different missions that you can do, I think it is great for the game. Something else that was great for the game, and a completely different way to play PUBG Mobile, is Metro Royale. I think was a huge addition. It's a completely different way. What's nice about Metro Royale is it is a way where you can rank up your character. There is no chicken dinner where you're trying to get as much loot as possible, get as much rewards, as much money as possible, to where you can exit safely, not die, so you lose all your gear, and then you go back in, upgrade your gear, make it better, make it stronger. As you rank up, more maps get unlocked, the rewards get even better. Again, it's basically having 2 games in one, really. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the only thing that shows up on both lists. Again, we are still on the good list, and that is hacking. I think the majority of people will agree when I say hacking has dropped tremendously here, at least in Season 16. I mean, when you think about it, the year started in Season 11. So we've had 5 seasons, and each one progressively getting worse. Yet hacking in Season 16 has, I don't know if it was the server lock, if they ramped up their detection system, they've done a little bit of both, but all in all, hacking has dropped tremendously. This will not only keep the players that are playing the game daily and not getting, well, we can get frustrated for other things, but at least from hacking, the frustration is way, way down. So whatever they're doing, they need to continue doing it. Hopefully, a lot of players that quit the game because of hackers will slowly but surely make their way back. But the bad of PUBG Mobile in 2020, starting off with FPP. It's just bad. It's almost sad at the same time. Nobody plays it. The matchmaking, it takes forever. Whether you're playing solo, especially solos, especially duos, it's just bad. Nobody's playing it. It gets absolutely no love. There's no tournaments on it. There's zero promotion. And it's just sad because I remember when FPP was very, very popular, when it released and a few seasons thereafter, and then it just kind of fell off. Hacking took over, matchmaking time. I mean, sometimes even get into a squad match. I mean, other than Sonok and Erangel, I mean, Rip Vikindi, Rip Miramar, FPP needs a lot of work, and they need to do something quickly. If not, just remove it from the game. It's taking up a lot of gigabytes. Next up is hacking and teaming. So again, hacking making its way on both lists. Granted, Season 16 has been incredible for the lack of hackers that we have encountered. Since this is a year 2020 recap, hacking has been absolutely atrocious. Season 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Think of the hundreds of thousands of players that no longer play this game because of hacking. It's something that they need to continue doing. It's something they need to continue promote, as in promoting the anti-hacking systems that are in place. And not to mention making sure that they're banning the right players. No, it's interesting. A lot of people have noticed hacking's dropped in season 16, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of fair play players that are being banned, like Midas, like Prod, like Rolex. Rolex just got banned for when I'm making this video. He got banned like a week ago. And these are just like the big name. You know, these are the big guys. So imagine all the little dudes that are getting banned, and they don't have the outreach that some, you know, the bigger YouTubers have. So I can only imagine that frustration. They need to fix it, quick. Speaking of a fix, teaming is atrocious. I know there's a lot of people that watch this channel that play solos. I do have more solo content coming for you, rest assured. But teaming is disgusting, and there's essentially, there's no way of detecting it. There's no way of catching them. There is zero punishment for people that are teaming to gain an advantage. In my opinion, it's just as bad as hacking. So Tencent, if you've made it this far into the video, you need to do something about teaming, and you need to do something about it quickly, because it's ruining a very, very fun game mode that millions of people enjoy playing. You know, of course, that being solos. I've even seen duos teaming up where you're playing duos, but you're going up against a squad. It's absolutely disgusting. They need to be punished, and there needs to be a way where you can detect it. Leaderboards. I don't know why they changed the leaderboards, where now, of course, there's a server lock, which goes hand in hand with the trying to help the hacking situation, which it is. But why I can't see the Asia leaderboard or the Middle East leaderboard or the EU leaderboard? It makes absolutely no sense. It is completely broken, and it needs to be fixed. This is definitely high up on the bad list of 2020. A huge blow, and this is a huge bad. Hopefully this also gets fixed soon, is the India ban. So that was a huge blow against the game. I mean, losing what, 10 or 15 million daily login users. So hopefully that can get arranged, but that is high up on the list of the bad of 2020 in PUBG Mobile. It's very, very bad. And these things, I mean, we're going 3 years into the game, and there's still bugs and glitches that have existed since the inception of this game. Hopefully this bad can quickly turn to a good, and they can get these glitches figured out and squared away. Back in May, I made a big video on this one. I'll pin it up at the top if I can find it. And that is the KD system. With the old KD versus the new KD system. Why fix something if it isn't broken? But I don't like the kills per match over the KD. It's not even a KDR anymore. It's a KD.
Excellent work.
KDPM, I guess. If that even makes sense. But yeah, the KD system, don't fix something if it's not broken. No one asked for it. It's just something that they kind of add into the game, and we're kind of stuck with it. But yeah, KD system, trash. Another thing that's interesting about PUBG, it's one of the only mobile games with microtransactions where there's no way in this game, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no way in PUBG, in-game, where a free-to-play player can get UC. You can get BP, you can get silver, you can get temporary outfits, but there's no way for anyone other than a credit card to purchase UC. It's the only game where there's, I mean, they should have something in the game where there is some sort of a reward, a login reward. You know, you play for 30 days, you know, you get 200 UC. I mean, throw the free-to-play players out there a bone, but at least make it some way obtainable for a free-to-play player to get UC. Tencent makes billions upon billions of dollars a year, and it's the only game where they don't have like a daily login reward. You log in daily, get 20 UC. They could do something like that, and it would make the biggest difference in this game. It's truly incredible. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the list. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly of 2020 here in PUBG Mobile. I want to wish all of you guys a happy new year. and I'll see you in 2021.